To one of the big statewide races that we'll be watching in the March primary, the Republican race for Texas Agriculture Commissioner. Here are the three men on the ballot for that race: State Rep James White, the incumbent Sid Miller, and a rancher named Carey Counsil. And since Counsil's name comes first in the alphabet, he is the first up of the three. Mr. Counsil, welcome to our program. To our knowledge, you have no political experience. Tell us where you see a path to victory against two political veterans here.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And one of the things that I do want to bring up, that I was on the school board, which I think that's probably one of the most important jobs in the state of Texas, even though it's probably the least recognized job, is I was on our independent school district school board for a couple terms. And you're handling two of the most important factors, your people's kids and people's money. So other than that, that's the only thing that I've really been in the political arena. But I think people are tired of the status quo, and people are tired of the career politicians, and people want fresh blood. People want people that are in the industry, and that's why I decided to run. As I've been in a lot of people throughout the beef industry and the different Texas commodity industries have welcomed me into the arena, and they've actually encouraged me to join the race because they're just tired of the career politicians and the empty promises.
Carey, let me ask you this. Some of your priorities on your website are to secure the border, lower property taxes, control inflation. That's obviously red meat for Texas primary voters, but it's not the responsibility of the agriculture commissioner of the state.
That's exactly right. But that if you're a voice in agriculture and you're a voice in Austin, you can be a proponent for that and be a voice to the constituents. And that's where I think Austin has gotten lost. They don't listen to what the constituents actually want. I'm hearing it over and over and over down the border, how we're having problems with the illegals. And I'm going to use that word, the illegals coming over, and they're breaking through fences, and they're tearing down the water wells and plugging their cell phones in, and all the ranchers on the border having to go through and check their fences on a daily basis. The water rights is a huge factor on my table, that I think that we need to make sure that the landowners maintain their subsurface and surface water rights. And inflationary spending, it's not so much that you have control of that, but you need to bring that to the public knowledge. One of the things that the public doesn't understand, it's not the rich farmers out here that are making the money. It's not all rich farmers. When they think about agriculture, that's all the urbans think is, it has nothing to do with us. And agriculture involves everyone. If you eat, if you wear clothes, if you have leather boots on, leather purse, you're involved in agriculture. If you've got a garden or landscaping in your yard, you're involved in agriculture.
You mentioned the border a moment ago, too. I think you have been pretty clear that you advocate for closing our borders as well. But obviously, as you well know, Carey, Texas agriculture relies on exports, and Mexico is the state's number one export destination. Texas farmers send almost $1 billion worth of beef, of corn, dairy, and other products down there. So wouldn't closing the borders, though, hurt Texas farmers and cost jobs in this state?
Well, when we close the borders, we want to close it in a professional way. The borders have never been closed in our entire lifetime. The borders have never been closed. If you ask the immigrants that come in, they've come across and they've done it the legal way. And I think we need to streamline the way we do the immigration process. We need to have the immigrants coming in, because we have to have the immigrants come in to work our ranches and work our farms and work throughout the industry. So it's not so much closing it, and it's a misnomer that Trump had the borders closed, but a free reign to come back and forth across the borders is something that we cannot tolerate. We can't afford that as citizens of the United States, and we can't afford that as Texans. It's the free reign back and forth is we're bringing disease over, we're bringing cartel over, we're bringing a lot of bad things, drugs over, and bad things that we just don't want to have over here. But if we streamline the immigration process and allow the immigrants to come over that really want to work, and streamline that process, I think that would really benefit Texas.
All right, Mr. Counsil, we appreciate the time. Good luck to you, sir.